on our health, usually the analytical mind wants to challenge the fact that our beliefs and emotions have an impact on our body. And they ask this question that, okay, if there is a relationship between beliefs and emotions and physical health, then why are some babies born sick? They don't have beliefs that could cause health issues. Why do babies get sick when they are, let's say, a year old or 2 years old? Because they are so young. They haven't had time to develop their own beliefs. So what about them? So to truly understand this mind-body connection, we need to start at the very beginning. And by the beginning, I don't just mean the moment we are in our mother's womb. I am referring to an even earlier point in time. We are going to keep it simple so that all of us can understand it in an easy way. When a baby is conceived, they get their DNA, the genetic blueprint, from both the parents. We are aware of this. But the way parents live even before conception, like their diet, their stress levels, exposure to toxins, their habits, lifestyle habits, um, anxiety, their stress levels, their ancestral traumas, their unprocessed emotions, everything can influence the development of a baby. Because children do not just inherit their parents' genes, they inherit all the signals those genes receive from the environment. And these signals, which are accepted by children, are shaped by the ancestors, the parents' thoughts, emotions, behaviors, even before conception. So, in a way, we can say that DNA is always listening to everything that is happening around us and in the genetic line. And then it is passed on to the baby. Now, keeping this in mind, let's go back to the question, why are some babies born sick, or why do they become sick early in their life? We know that as adults, our emotions, our beliefs, our behaviors can influence our physical health. But children, without any conscious choice, how do we explain their illness? So for children, the environment isn't just their surroundings. Their environment starts from the moment they are conceived, before conception, and then in the womb. So even before conception, all the emotions, the lifestyle, the stress, everything is recorded in the form of notes in the parents' bodies. And these notes from the parents' lifestyle can affect how the baby is formed, how it develops in the womb, and how their health will be throughout the life, unless the baby disrupts the cycle later in life. Okay, so what parents do before they conceive can leave a lasting imprint on their child's well-being. The thoughts, emotions, and behaviors of both parents before conception, usually it is 3 months before conception. It can also be moments or 2 hours or days before conception. It can create the first genetic impression for the baby. In simple terms, if the parents are living in an environment that is highly stressful, because let's say there is danger, or there's poverty, or there is fear, then the energy, the frequency of that fear is passed on as information, and this fear gets influence the conception of the child. So when the child grows up, they are fully capable of facing the same environmental conditions as the parents before conception, stress, poverty, whatever it is. And then there are better chances of survival for their child as an adult in their parents' environment. So even before we are born, our body is paying attention to clues from the parents' lives, their stress, struggles, or tough living conditions. It's nature's way of saying, okay, life looks rough out there. Let's prepare the body to handle it better. So the baby's development starts to adjust. Their brain, their body, and even how they handle emotions are shaped in a way so that they have better shot at surviving in the same kind of world their parents live in. So what our parents think about, how their life is, how they regulate their emotions, all of this is planted inside our bodies when we are conceived. Are you with me so far? So during pregnancy, the baby experiences another environment, which is the mother's body. Now, the blood flow of mother is in constant communication with the child. Her thoughts, feelings, even perceptions of the world are communicated to the baby through biochemical signals, through the thoughts of the mother, through mother's feelings, her emotions, her actions, her view of outside world, her view of people around her. It influences the development of the fetus. So if a mother feels safe and loved, her body produces oxytocin, the love hormone, and it supports healthy development of the baby. But if the mother is stressed, her body produces cortisol, which signals the baby to prepare for a stressful environment. So whatever emotions the mother experiences actually shape the child for better chances of survival. It's all about survival. Okay, so it prepares the child to survive if they are in a similar environment as their parents. And if you're wondering, what about the father, the impact of father's emotions and beliefs? Father is responsible for making sure that the environment is safe, that father is regulating the emotions well, because it has an impact on the well-being of the mother and, of course, the baby in the womb. So father is also a part of the environment of the baby. But if the father is abusive, then it will have a dramatic effect on the development of the child. So when the baby is inside the womb, the baby receives not just physical nourishment, but also emotional and energetic signals from both the parents. And the baby is always listening. Baby is always storing everything, words, emotions, vibrations, everything. So if the parents are living in joy, there is love and care, the baby absorbs that, and then we see a happy baby, because that baby um, was developed under a sense of safety and comfort. And on the other hand, if the mother is going through stress, fear, or neglect, the baby senses that. And even though the baby cannot consciously process these feelings inside the womb, they are stored in the subconscious mind. Remember the diagram? The submerged part, the part that was underwater? All these first experiences are the foundational experiences for the child. And these early emotional imprints can shape how the baby feels about the world. So, what parents think and feel, it gets passed on to the children. And when a baby is born with an illness, that means they may have inherited the beliefs and emotions and unresolved traumas of their ancestors, or absorbed the unprocessed grief or stress of their parents. And this emotional burden can be overwhelming for the baby's developing mind. And when the baby's developing mind was not able to process such intense emotional energy, what it did, it redirected the other parts of the body. It redirected the emotion to other parts of the body, and it impacted the child's organs. And this is how a baby was born with an illness.